Good afternoon. I'm a little early this afternoon because I have an event this afternoon a little bit later on, so I thought I would still obviously come on and share with you a couple of projects, a couple of ideas and some inspiration for you. Today actually means that it's the 25th of November, which means that we are exactly one calendar month away from Christmas. Can you believe it? Yeah, Christmas is only 4 weeks away. That snuck up on us very quickly. You will also be aware, if you've received my newsletter or if you've checked my recent posts, that our retiring last chance list has just come out for the current mini catalogue, which is this green one. And there are a couple of items that are my favourites that are retiring, sadly. So if they are things that you wanted to have in your collection or want to have in your collection, you will need to get them quickly because they are available now while supplies last. Stampin' won't be ordering any more of them for our warehouse. So the one suite that really caught my eye in this catalogue is the Oh Holy Night suite. And I've been playing with these two bundles. I've actually got the bundle of the hybrid embossing folder and dies. I got that separately to the stamp set. I didn't get that stamp set, but I did get this bundle, which has the gorgeous dies in it with all that beautiful detail. And I wanted to share some ideas with you how to use those dies with the stamp set that it comes with. That is the bundle, the 10% off bundle. I wanted to share some ideas with you how I've been creating my cards so that you can actually put it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and do one cut, but get a couple of different projects maybe with the one roll through. And of course these beautiful papers, these beautiful Night Divine papers, or Oh Holy Night, designer series papers are absolutely gorgeous, and I think they are going to sell out quickly too. So if you haven't got yourself a pack or two of those yet, you will need to grab some. I believe these have sold out, these adhesive back star trinkets, but with this set of dies you can actually cut your own stars. So I'm going to show you, I've actually cut mine out of the holographic paper that comes from the space themed bundle or suite of products in the annual catalogue, and those stars look really gorgeous with the holographic paper. So I'm going to put my catalogue to the side, and I'll be leaving this video up on my page permanently, so if you missed the live you will be able to catch it a little bit later. So I just wanted to show you one card that I have made at a recent class. We have a class that meets regularly and they're fairly experienced stampers, so I thought we would do a slightly different card. And I've used on the front, I've used the gorgeous dies, that's the stable and the little nativity scene, and you'll see we heat embossed in silver the greeting. That's from the Night Divine stamp set. So that's the front, and there's that gorgeous ribbon that comes with the suite as well. And then so on the inside, let me just show you what we created. We created this, it's like, I guess it's like a fun fold card, if you like, and there was just lots and lots of little sections. So basically you can tell a story inside your card. We've got one of the sections which has the greeting, or the rest of the greeting, so it's Oh Holy Night, the stars are brightly shining, and down one side of one of the designer series papers is a strip with actually going from night sky to the desert to the rock. And we decided that we would cut down that section of the paper, and we can actually create about four of the same cards, just cutting down that section and cutting it into the right size to place on these other sections, which are made of cardstock. There's a strip of cardstock running behind them, as you can see. And all you need to do is make a W shape and stick these two flat down on your card where you want them to go. I've slightly offset them. I haven't got them all in a row, so I've got them sort of slightly offset, zigzagging down. And then at the middle of the W, you're going to put the last two, but you only adhere them on that strip just there. So there's no adhesive behind the rest of the cardstock. And that sort of creates a pop-up effect, but it still folds flat so that you can send it in the post if that is the Christmas card that you are going to send. So yeah, I thought you might enjoy seeing that. But when we created these, we ended up with a whole heap of these left over. So what I got my class attendees to do was to make sure that they cut their nativity scene out of the middle of the Night of Navy piece. And same with their manger or the barn roof and sides. I made sure that we cut that straight on the cardstock. And we're going to use these off-cut bits now for the cards that I'm about to show you. So we've just run through our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Actually, I might do that now so that I have got another piece to show you. So here is our manger scene, our nativity scene, and it's very detailed. Incidentally, you don't have to use the whole thing. You can actually create different looks by cutting the manger scene up and just using the wise man, for example, or using just one of the shepherds. So think outside the square. You don't have to use the manger scene as it is. And of course, if you just want Mary, Joseph and the baby Jesus, you can of course cut them out of the middle. So yeah, there's lots of different options for this little set of figures. So I'm going to make sure I cut this out of the exact middle of my Night of Navy piece, and I'm going to run it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So the bit that surrounds the scene, I'm going to have another manger scene that I can use on something else. The bit that surrounds it is the bit that we're going to use. So there's my manger scene. But you've still got this lovely, what I like to call off-cut, and it's great for creating a silhouette. You can still make out those figures there. They're still very recognisable as the manger scene, but we're going to do something a little bit different and use that on our card instead of the piece that we cut out. You can still add detail to this. So to this card, we're going to use a card base, and I'm actually going to bring in the stars. I think it's called the Stars at Night. Yes, the Stars at Night embossing folder. It comes as a hybrid with the Stars at Night dies. And let me show you how many stars you actually get in here. We're only using one of them today, but you even get a word window. There's stars that put embossing in. There's all sorts of different sizes, big ones, little ones, all different shapes. So you can create your own embellishments with this. And I thought I didn't have a set of dies that have stars, and I really wanted to make some stars for my Christmas project. So that's served its purpose really well. What I would recommend, I'm not going to show you this, but I would recommend you putting the folder so that if you're doing a landscape card, which this will be because we've done our nativity scene in a landscape, I recommend that you put your folder in this way, the cardstock in this way, so that your stars are running up and down, because you don't want sort of wide stars. I mean, unless you really, really like that look. It just doesn't look as authentic as having the stars going up and down. So I would run that through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine with the 3D adapter plate, and you'll get a lovely deeply etched embossed background for your card, and I'll show you the original card in a second. But for this bit, what I wanted to do was embellish it just a bit. And we're going to, first of all, use our Joy and Peace stamp, which comes from the Night Divine. I love the font in this one. It's just gorgeous. I'm going to get my embossing buddy. If you're there, say hi. If you're watching, tell us where you're watching from. I'm not sure, I can't really, oh, it's Deb. Hi, Deb. Can't see who's on at the moment because I'm not looking at my phone screen. I'm looking at my desk here in front of me. So we need some Versamark, and I'm just going to get a little bit of that Versamark on the Joy and Peace stamp, and we're going to stamp it directly underneath. So you'll notice I also made sure I left enough room to stamp the greeting. You can see it there, and we're going to get a little bit of the silver embossing powder. This comes from the Metallics collection. And I'm going to just bend that slightly to get it back into the pot. I need a little bit more up the top. I don't have my tray handy, otherwise I would use my embossing tray. There we go, looking good. All right, now I'm just going to heat that, and you'll see that that will pop off the page really well. You can see that's starting to melt. Beautiful. And there we have our greeting done. I'm also going to, I've already done this actually, I've run through one of the stars from the Stars at Night set of dies, and I've used, I think I told you I was going to use the holographic paper. How pretty is that? You can see that catching the light. And we're going to just grab a glue dot. And because we know the story about the shepherds following the star, the really bright star in the sky, and the star was directly over the place where Jesus was born, in the manger, I thought I would put the star right above where the little cradle is. You'll be able to see the cradle a little bit better, and even the figures a little bit better when I place something else behind here in a second. So there's our star. So that's that front piece done. Now I've got some of the beautiful Oh Holy Night Designer Series paper, and look at this. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's like the stars are sort of glowing on the page, because the background is really dark, and you've got the sort of clouds and I guess it's nebula, maybe it's the clouds in the night sky. But those stars really stand out, and you've got a really nice pattern on the other side as well. So you could use this for a masculine card. I actually need an 18th card that I'm going to whip up really quickly with the number 18 on it. So I might use some of this paper for that, and I'll use the other side because that's not particularly Christmassy. It's definitely got a masculine feel to it. So we're going to work out which way around. I think I might put the darkest sort of towards the left. Let me see if we see more stars this way. Yeah, I think that's the best way to have it. There we go. And I'm going to use dimensionals on the back, and I will apply it to my cardstock rather than the paper because it's easier to see where they need to go. Now, it doesn't matter if you still have some of these exposed on the other side. Exposed when you popped your Designer Series paper down, because that is also going to help it stick to my base card. And I'm going to make one card today without the embossing in the background, because I didn't show you that, and I'm going to show you my original card with the embossing in the background. That's not the heat embossing, the embossing folder embossing. So you can see the difference and see what you think, which one you prefer at the end. All right, so there's my dimensionals exposed, and I'm going to just stick that down so it's roughly in the middle, and you'll see there are still some exposed, and what I'll do is I'll put some glue on that as well, so that will help hold it on. But you can see how much of a difference that makes when you've got that beautiful paper coming through. Hi, Deb. So here is my base card, my crumb cake base card, and I'm going to use a little bit of the glue just on the paper. You don't have to worry about putting the glue on your cardstock, because that's not going to come into contact with your card. And I'm just going to place it there like that. There we go. So you can see that looks quite elegant without the embossed background. But here is my original card. Let me bring it in and show you my original card with the embossed background, the Stars at Night folder. Incidentally, you can use the dies from the Stars at Night dies to cut these after you've embossed them. So you can even create more texture on your stars. They're designed to work together like that. But it makes a really nice background. So what do you prefer? Do you prefer the one without the embossing or the one with the embossing? I'll let you decide. And while you're thinking about that, let me show you what I made with the piece that came out, so that was left when we cut the manger, because that's also an idea that I wanted to share with you. So I used some of the rock paper, and I have put that behind the offcut. I've used this larger area to stamp and emboss my greeting. There is the full nativity scene, which I've cut out of here. So I've actually just used the whole lot, which I think looks quite nice. And there's some of that gorgeous ribbon. That ribbon actually has gold flecks through it, but I think it still looks good with the silver embossing. This one's a simple card. There's nothing on the inside. You could stamp something on the inside, or you could even have a go at making one of these cards that I showed you at the beginning. I might do a full video with measurements on how to do this card if you'd like to see that. But yes, you can keep them really simple, or you can step it up and add extra things. You'll notice too that I've used some tearing in the background just to get that sort of rough look of a landscape, which is, landscape is never straight, the horizon's never straight. So I've just torn that paper and bent it over a little bit so you can see the other side. So that's formed part of the background, the ground that they're sitting on. But then what you can do with the bit that you've torn is you can use it like I have on these tags. So you can tear paper and just use it on a tag for a little bit of texture, or you can use the offcuts like I have here as well, just a little strip or two on the bottom. And yeah, you really don't have to waste anything. If you're making something smaller, you can use the offcuts of the designer series paper that you've been cutting for your other projects. So big reminder, we have a fantastic sale on at the moment with items that are up to 60% off, off the catalogue price. And they are all the items from here, from this catalogue, that are retiring. So we won't see them back in another catalogue. If you like this suite, the entire suite is in fact retiring. And you can still get it. It is still available while supplies last. But there's lots and lots of other things in this beautiful catalogue that you will want to add to your collection before they disappear for good. So look out for the bargains. Look out for the items that are must-haves for you. And you can visit my store anytime, 24/7, and browse and shop and enter your card in there. If you've got a question about anything, you can pop it down below. Feel free to send me a message or an email, and you can contact me that way as well. Thanks so much for watching today, guys. I will pop this video up and you'll be able to watch the replay. I'll see you soon. Bye.